In the middle of the Saudi desert, a futuristic city is taking shape, the Line Project. A straight 170-kilometer-long city designed to change the way we live. But some believe this isn't just an architectural breakthrough. Across history, ancient texts and prophecies have spoken of cities that would rise in ways never seen before. From massive structures around the world to unexplained designs. Could this be part of something bigger? Let's find out. A 400-meter cube in the middle of Riyadh? Yeah, that's a real thing. They're calling it the Mukab, and it's basically a city inside a massive black box. Holograms, AI, luxury hotels, the works. But here's where it gets weird. A giant cube in Saudi Arabia? The resemblance to the Kaaba in Mecca is impossible to ignore. Some say it's symbolic, maybe even a counterbalance. Others bring up how black cubes have been linked to ancient civilizations, Saturn worship, and secret societies. And let's talk about the tech. The Mukab promises immersive simulated realities. Sounds fun. Or maybe it's just a prototype for a world where digital illusions replace real life. With Saudi Arabia pushing futuristic mega projects like the Line and Xiongan, you have to wonder, are they just building a new world or preparing for something? Trojena. A ski resort in the middle of the Arabian desert. That's Trojena for you. Saudi Arabia's plan to create an artificial winter wonderland in one of the hottest regions on Earth. And yeah, it's part of Xiongan, the same futuristic megacity pushing AI governance and transhumanist tech. But why here? Some say it's an experiment in terraforming, proving that humans can reshape extreme environments. Others think it's something deeper. The region has ties to Mount Sinai and ancient legends. Could this be about more than just luxury tourism? Then there's the exclusivity factor. Like Xiongan's other projects, Trojena isn't for the average person. It's high-tech, AI-driven, and ultra-luxurious. Almost like a safe zone for the elite. A future escape plan? A test for something bigger? Either way, a desert ski resort feels less like a vacation spot and more like a glimpse into a controlled post-human future. Supermodern city.
Behind me is an observation tower, and it's called Bayterek.
Kazakhstan's capital definitely has an eerie, almost symbolic feel to it. Like it's trying to tell us something in plain sight. The pyramid, the golden orb, the futuristic yet ancient inspired layout. It's like someone took a bunch of cryptic blueprints and said, let's build this in the middle of nowhere. And that Bayterek tower? It's a giant tree holding a golden egg, but it also looks suspiciously like an all-seeing eye. A message, a portal, a cosmic beacon? The whole city feels like an experiment, either in ultra-modern governance, secret energy projects, or something even weirder. Maybe it's just an ambitious capital, or maybe it's a carefully planned hub for something we're not supposed to fully understand yet. Lusail City.
A modern and smart city in the state of Qatar.
Built from scratch for the 2022 World Cup, Lusail isn't just a city, it's a $45 billion high-tech experiment. AI controls everything: security, energy, even traffic. While luxury towers and smart surveillance networks create a place that feels more designed than lived in. Officials call it the city of the future. But for who? A playground for the ultra-rich? A testing ground for AI-run societies? Some think Lusail is a prototype for a world where only the elite get to live in climate-proof, tech-guarded utopias while everyone else is left outside. And with similar projects popping up, the Line, Neom, Oxagon, it sure feels like a pattern. If traditional cities ever crumble, the future might not be about escaping to Mars, but to places like Lusail, where AI holds the keys.
It represents the swords of the national seal of Qatar.
Masdar City.
More to the architecture than just modernism. The buildings...
Picture a city straight out of sci-fi, with zero emissions, AI-controlled everything, no cars, and self-sustaining energy. That was the promise of Masdar City, Abu Dhabi's grand experiment in futuristic urban living. A utopia of automation, clean energy, and perfect efficiency. Fast forward to today, and Masdar is mostly empty. The high-tech self-driving pods never took off.
You could jump in front of this and it will stop.
Yes, it will stop. I did notice you position yourself
The AI-controlled ecosystem, only half-baked. Some say it was just too ambitious, but others suspect it was never meant for the public, just a test run for future AI-run cities. Was this the first step toward a world where cities think, track, and control, while humans just exist inside them? Or was Masdar simply ahead of its time, waiting for the rest of the world to catch up?
Masdar City has been 16 years in the making and is designed to be as energy efficient as possible, powered.
Oxagon. Oxagon sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but the more you hear about it, the more it starts to feel unsettling. A massive AI-controlled floating city in the Red Sea that's already dystopian enough. But then you realize it's being built in a region tied to end times prophecies, and things start getting eerie. Some say it's just a bold vision for the future. Others think it's an arc for the elite, a backup plan for when the world goes sideways. With AI running everything from transportation to human movement, it raises the question, who's really in control? And if land ever becomes unlivable, will Oxagon be a refuge or a walled-off paradise where only the chosen few get to survive? Pangeos. Pangeos isn't just a floating city, it's a moving fortress, a self-sustaining turtle-shaped utopia drifting across the ocean. Sounds like something from a sci-fi novel, but the more you dig into it, the more it starts feeling like a modern-day Noah's Ark. A massive off-grid city designed for 60,000 people, running entirely on renewable energy. That's not just innovation, it's survival planning. Some say it's the elite's backup plan, a floating sanctuary if things go south on land. Others speculate it's inspired by ancient civilizations, maybe even lost technology. If the world ever crumbles, will Pangeos be a refuge for the chosen few, or a walled-off paradise sailing away while the rest of humanity fights to survive? Hyper Tower. Remember the conspiracy theories surrounding the Burj Khalifa? Yeah, once you hear about their next mega project, that'll be history. Meet Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest residential tower, set to rise in Dubai with a design so extravagant it literally looks like a jewel-studded crown scraping the sky. Islamic end times prophecies mention Arabs competing to build taller and taller buildings as a major sign of the last hour. First, Burj Khalifa, then the Jeddah Tower, and now Binghati pushing the limits even further. It's like they're racing to fulfill prophecy. Maybe it's just ambition. Maybe it's something bigger. Either way, Dubai isn't slowing down, so expect even taller towers, and with them, even louder whispers of the apocalypse. Xiongan is China's grand experiment in AI-powered urban living. Built from scratch, this so-called second capital is wired with facial recognition, smart grids, and automated infrastructure at every level. Every move, every transaction, every action, tracked. On paper, it's a sustainable, tech-driven paradise with no traffic jams, perfect energy efficiency, total convenience. But beneath the green rooftops and sleek AI controls, who really runs the city? Every entry point is scanned, every street monitored, and human behavior is just another data set to optimize. Some say it's the blueprint for the cities of the future. Others see it as the ultimate surveillance state in disguise. Either way, Xiongan isn't just a place, it's a glimpse of what comes next. The Line. This is The Line, Saudi Arabia's mind-blowing mega project. Two massive skyscrapers, each 500 meters tall, stretching across 170 kilometers of desert. It's like someone took the World Trade Center, copied it 2001 times, and then doubled it just for kicks. And it's not just a pair of giant glass walls. It's a full-blown city packed with over 9 million people, all living in a hyper-futuristic, AI-powered utopia, or dystopia, depending on who you ask. Supporters say it's a game changer, a leap into the future where tech and sustainability reign supreme. Critics have got questions, like, is this even physically possible? Will it become a surveillance-laden nightmare? Some even whisper about it being a hub for the Antichrist. Add in concerns about displacing local tribes and messing with nature, and you've got one of the most debated projects on the planet. Insane, right? The Low Line. A hidden green paradise beneath the streets of New York, glowing with sunlight that never touched the sky. That was the dream of the Low Line, a high-tech underground park designed to turn an abandoned trolley terminal into a futuristic escape. Using solar harnessing remote skylights, the park would have bathed 60,000 square feet in natural light, allowing trees, grass, and flowers to thrive in a space once forgotten, a secret garden just below the chaos of the city. But despite all the buzz, the Low Line never saw the light of day. Officially, funding dried up, but was there more to it? Was it just a park or a prototype for something bigger? Underground survival, hidden networks, a future where the surface is no longer home. Amaravati. Amaravati was supposed to be India's next-gen capital, a smart city with AI-powered infrastructure, green buildings, and a sleek futuristic skyline. Politicians called it the future. Architects from Foster Plus Partners designed the blueprints. Billions were poured in. Then, it stopped. Construction stalled, roads led to nowhere. The whole project became a ghost town before it even lived. Some blame politics, leaders changed, and the idea of a single capital was scrapped. Others wonder if Amaravati was never really for the people. A test? A power move? A city meant for a select few? Whatever the case, the dream is fading fast. Forest City. Imagine a green, high-tech paradise, a city on artificial islands designed to run on AI, covered in lush gardens and powered by self-sustaining energy. That was the dream of Forest City, Malaysia, a $100 billion utopia, now mostly empty. What happened? Some say bad politics and bad timing. Others think it was never meant for regular people, just a test for elite hideouts or AI-controlled cities of the future. Built for 700,000 yet barely occupied, it's a city with no residents but all the surveillance tech. Was it an abandoned experiment, a failed safe haven for the rich? Or did its true purpose simply move somewhere we'll never see? Survival condo. Okay, imagine an abandoned nuclear missile silo, but instead of warheads, it's stuffed with luxury condos. That's what developer Larry Hall did, turned a Cold War relic into a high-end underground survival palace. And we're not talking damp, doomsday prepper vibes. Nope, these places have stainless steel kitchens, LED lighting, and even home automation.
It's a real flame, but it's a real, like, you don't have to have a...
This is not, I like it.
And because surviving the end of the world shouldn't be boring, there's a pool, a rock climbing wall, a movie theater, a dog park, yes, even your pup gets luxury, and an arcade. Each unit also comes stocked with a 5-year food supply. Oh, and before you get any bright ideas, this place has 9-foot thick walls and military level security. Basically, if the world goes sideways, these folks are living better than the rest of us ever did.
This is all just to keep your feet off. I think that's a waterproof city for the double hallway.
Mark Zuckerberg. A 400-acre fortress, a 5,000 square foot underground bunker, and 12 high-security buildings. Mark Zuckerberg's Hawaiian compound isn't just a vacation home, hidden behind a 6-foot wall and guarded 24/7. This secluded estate on Kauai's North Shore has fueled endless speculation. A nuclear blast-proof door, self-sustaining energy, and secret tunnels connecting the main residences. Some say it's a billionaire's survival plan.
Surprised me that somebody would think, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Many wonder if Zuckerberg knows something we don't. Workers are under strict NDAs and anyone leaking details is removed. Treehouses linked by rope bridges dot the estate, but the real mystery lies underground. Is this just extreme privacy or preparation for something bigger? Now, this recent interview has only fanned the flames of speculation.
The basic house that we built, and we built like an office out there because I work out there.
Moon Resort. Moon World Resort isn't just another over-the-top Dubai project, it's literally a giant moon on Earth, a 224-meter high, $5 billion lunar-themed luxury resort with simulated moon gravity. That's gotta make you wonder, billionaires keep building moon bases and Mars colonies, and now they're recreating space right here? Feels less like a fun vacation spot and more like a training ground for an off-world future. And let's be real, only the ultra-rich will get to experience space, while the rest of us are stuck on this dying planet. People compare it to the pharaohs, building massive monuments to prove their power. Others say it's a sign that something big is coming. AI dominance, climate collapse, or even extraterrestrial contact. Either way, it's more than just a theme park. KAEC. King Abdullah Economic City, KAEC, was meant to be the crown jewel of Saudi Arabia's future, smart, luxurious, and bustling with business. But nearly 2 decades later, it's still eerily empty. Skyscrapers stand, the port operates, but where are the people? AI runs the city's logistics, security, and infrastructure, leading some to wonder, was KAEC always meant for humans, or is it a prototype for AI-controlled societies? Then there's the question of why these futuristic cities, KAEC, Neum, the line, are suddenly rising from the desert. Islamic prophecy speaks of deserts turning green before the end time. Could this massive transformation be part of that? A modern miracle? Or a sign of something bigger unfolding? Burj Khalifa.
You have it all. You have
We do have it all.
the views, you have the...
You must have come across a conspiracy or two when the Burj Khalifa first popped up. It wasn't until then that people really started talking about the end of times. Why? Because there's an Islamic prophecy that says one of the signs of the last hour is when Arabs start competing to build taller and taller buildings. And, well, here we are, from sand dunes to the world's tallest tower in just a few decades.
Hi guys.
Ah, you're really enjoying it, huh?
Yeah. Let's go.
Some see it as ambition, proof of human progress. Others, they see it as a giant neon warning sign, like, hey, maybe we're ticking off a few too many boxes on that end times checklist. Whether it's just an engineering marvel or something more ominous, depends on who you ask. Palm Jumeirah. Dubai's Palm Jumeirah is a man-made defiance of nature, a playground for the ultra-rich, and maybe even a future Atlantis in the making. Built by rearranging the seabed with 94 million cubic meters of sand, it's already facing reports of slow sinking. Could this be a modern example of land being swallowed by the sea, just like in ancient prophecies? And then there's the Atlantis connection. Yeah, there's literally a hotel named after the lost civilization, as if foreshadowing its fate. Some say the whole thing feels like an elite sanctuary, a potential safe zone if things go south globally. But here's the real question. Why a palm shape? Palms hold deep spiritual meaning across cultures. Coincidence? Or does the design hint at something we're not meant to see? The Loop. Alright, imagine a 93-kilometer long hamster tube, but for people. That's the Loop, Dubai's latest— wait, is this real? Project. Fully enclosed, climate controlled, and powered by renewable energy. It's designed so you never have to step outside again. Ever. Sounds cool, right? Or a little too controlled. AI will run everything, tracking movements, optimizing life. Feels less like a city, more like a real-life simulation. One glitch and boom, you're speed-running dystopia. And here's a thought. Isn't this exactly how we'd colonize Mars? A sealed-off, self-sustaining bubble? Maybe the Loop isn't just about Dubai's future. It's a warm-up round for life off Earth. Or, you know, just a fancy way to avoid sweating in 50 degrees Celsius heat. Either way, it's giving sci-fi, and I'm kinda intrigued. Grand Mosque expansion. For centuries, the Grand Mosque in Mecca has been the heart of Islam. But have you seen what's happening lately? Bigger, taller, more high-tech. It's not just a mosque anymore. It's a full-blown megacity of worship. And while that sounds like progress, some can't shake the feeling that all this expansion means something. Islamic prophecies mention Mecca changing before the end times, being adorned while, strangely, fewer pilgrims come. Yet here we are, AI-powered surveillance, high-speed escalators, even robots managing crowds, modern convenience, or something more. And then there's the skyline. Skyscrapers, 5-star hotels, shopping malls right next to the Kaaba. Is this a sign of devotion or distraction? Sight City. Imagine a city, streets, houses, traffic lights, everything a real metropolis needs, except people. That was the plan for Site, a billion-dollar test city in the middle of the New Mexico desert. No residents, just data. An urban playground for AI, self-driving cars, and smart tech. But here's the twist. It was never built. Funding ran dry, officials went quiet, and the whole thing faded into mystery. Some say it was just bad business. Others, they whisper about secret military tests, AI surveillance experiments, even off-the-books research into something we weren't meant to know. And let's not forget, New Mexico is UFO Central. Was this city meant for us or something else? Basmaya. Basmaya was meant to be Iraq's shining symbol of modernization, a city of smart homes, AI-run infrastructure, and a fresh start after war. But more than a decade later, much of it stands empty. Was it simply over-ambitious planning, or is there a deeper reason? Built by South Korea's Hanwha Group, some wonder why a foreign company would pour billions into an Iraqi smart city. Is Basmaya a future AI-controlled hub, a strategic geopolitical experiment, or could it even be linked to ancient Babylon's prophesied return? As smart cities rise worldwide, Basmaya's eerie silence leaves one big question. Who was it really built for? Oppidum. This isn't just a bunker, it's the bunker. The Oppidum in the Czech Republic is basically what happens when billionaires decide to prepare for doomsday in style. We're talking about a 323,000 square foot fortress with a golf course and a helipad, because obviously survival should be convenient. Underground? Oh, just a massive luxury complex with a high-tech security system, a hospital, a dental clinic, and even a climate-controlled wine cellar, because priorities. The master apartment alone is 6,750 square feet, plus 7 VIP suites. Word is, a single billionaire bought the whole thing as a bug-out paradise for their inner circle. If the world goes up in flames, some people will be sipping aged Merlot in a high-tech fortress, while the rest of us fight over canned beans. Ziggurat Dubai.
Oh, the famous saying that history repeats itself.
Imagine a giant pyramid, not for mummies, but for 1 million people living in a fully AI-controlled, self-sustaining megacity. That was the plan for Dubai's Ziggurat Pyramid City, announced in 2008 by Timelinks. It would have had its own power, climate control, and zero need for cars. Then, poof, the project disappeared without a trace. Some say it was too ambitious. Others whisper about deeper reasons, secret elite projects, hidden knowledge from ancient civilizations, or even extraterrestrial inspiration. After all, why design a futuristic city to look like a ziggurat? The ancient step pyramids some believe were more than just temples. Maybe Dubai's pyramid wasn't cancelled, just relocated somewhere else. If the world ever collapses, don't be surprised if the rich retreat to a hidden high-tech fortress that we were never meant to see.
Few people would have imagined that architects will return to
Songdo. A city where AI runs the whole show. Your trash gets sucked into underground tunnels. No traffic chaos. There's AI-controlled lights that keep cars moving like clockwork. Sounds kinda cool, right? But here's the catch. Songdo, South Korea doesn't just run smoothly. It watches everything. Sensors track your movements, cameras analyze behavior, even energy use and air quality are constantly monitored. It's like the ultimate smart city, or the ultimate surveillance state. And weirdly enough, people aren't exactly rushing to move in. Some say it's too controlled, too artificial. Almost like it wasn't built for humans, but for data. Maybe Songdo is just ahead of its time. Or maybe it's a glimpse of a future where cities don't just serve us, they observe us. Tesla. Tolosa is a wild bet on the future. Billionaire Mark Lore wants to build a hyper-sustainable, ultra-modern, and totally equitable metropolis in the middle of the American desert. No fossil-fueled cars, no corporate landowners, no wealth hoarding, just pure utopian ambition. The plan, a 15-minute city where everything, jobs, schools, shops, is within a short walk or ride. Land isn't privately owned. Instead, it's controlled by a community endowment that funds public services as the city grows. The architectural centerpiece, Equitism Tower, a futuristic skyscraper packed with farms, water storage, and solar tech. Sounds revolutionary, but there's no land, no construction, and no real timeline. Critics say it's a billionaire's fantasy, a costly experiment, or just a high-tech mirage in the sand. Underground City.
They blocked it all off. There's no way.
A barren stretch of desert, a heavily guarded perimeter, and an air of mystery that refuses to fade. Area 51 is infamous for its experimental aircraft and classified operations. But the real question is, what's hidden below? Theories suggest a deep underground network, multi-level tunnels stretching for miles, connecting to Dulce Base, Cheyenne Mountain, and even Mount Weather. Some claim it's a self-sustaining research facility where reverse-engineered alien tech and non-human entities are kept far from prying eyes.
That's what you should go for.
Yeah, that would probably be the
The US government only acknowledged Area 51 in 2013, yet its secrecy remains unparalleled. Is it just a military testing ground, or is it the nerve center of an underground world sealed off from the rest of civilization, waiting for a moment we're not meant to see?
I can.
Egypt's new capital. Egypt's been around for thousands of years, but now they're just leaving Cairo behind. That's gotta make you think. Their new $58 billion capital is twice the size of Cairo, packed with AI surveillance, government offices, and luxury towers. But here's the catch. It's not for everyone. Historically, when civilizations built new capitals, it meant a massive shift was coming. Some say Egypt's getting ready for a future disaster. Others see this as a high-tech fortress for the elite, leaving the poor behind in old Cairo. And guess who's building it? China. A foreign superpower funding Egypt's future feels like a power play. With AI monitoring everything and a skyline replacing pyramids, it's less of a city and more of a sign. The world as we know it is changing. Mars colony. So we're really doing this? Packing up and heading to Mars like it's the next big real estate venture? Sure. The official story is all about expanding human civilization and pushing boundaries. But let's be real, when billionaires start building escape routes, you have to wonder, is Mars colonization about progress, or is it a lifeboat for the ultra-rich? And here's where it gets weirder. Some believe Mars was inhabited. NASA's rovers keep snapping pics of weird rock formations that look a little too structured, natural, or ancient ruins. Oh, and let's talk terraforming, turning Mars into a second Earth, playing God on a planetary scale. What could possibly go wrong? Whether it's a new frontier or a high-tech doomsday bunker, one thing's clear. Mars isn't just a backup plan, it's the plan. Jeddah Tower. Planned to hit at least 1,000 meters, Jeddah Tower will officially be the first structure to pierce the sky at a full kilometer high. The Saudis say it's a symbol of power and progress, but some people see something much darker.
There are no building codes that prepare you for it. Over a kilometer tall. This building had never been done.
Remember the prophecy about tall buildings? Yeah, every time a new mega tower gets announced, that prophecy sounds a little more real. And let's not forget the Tower of Babel, a project so ambitious it supposedly angered God. Coincidence? Maybe, but with constant delays and financial struggles, some even called Jeddah Tower a cursed project. If it ever gets finished, who knows what it might truly represent? Sea City. Kuwait's got a city where there wasn't supposed to be one, literally. They carved out 200 kilometers of artificial lagoons, dragged the sea into the desert, and lined it with luxury villas, resorts, and high-tech everything. A dream on paper, but something about it feels like a bigger play, a backup plan for the ultra-rich tucked away from the chaos of a changing world. The heat's rising, the seas are unpredictable, but this place runs on its own terms. Self-sustaining water systems, advanced cooling tech, and a carefully designed, controlled environment. A test run for AI-driven living, where security, services, and daily life are all automated, blending technology with urban planning in a way that rewrites the rulebook. Another piece of a larger puzzle, mirroring other massive Gulf projects like Enium and The Line. Dry, barren landscapes reshaped into futuristic hubs, built fast and with a clear vision, not just luxury or innovation, but something more. A shift in how cities, and maybe even societies, will function in the years ahead. Exceed 4,000. A 4-kilometer tall city big enough for 1 million people, towering above the clouds. The Exceed 4,000, proposed in 1995, was meant to solve Tokyo's overpopulation, but the trillion-dollar cost and lack of technology kept it from happening. Its pyramid-like design had theorists talking. Was it inspired by ancient civilizations or something more? A self-sustaining, AI-controlled world built to protect the elite from future disasters. Artificial weather, automated infrastructure, and minimal human oversight made it feel more like a test run for future smart cities than just an engineering dream. Too expensive back then, but with today's tech, maybe not for long. If something like this ever gets built, it won't just be a home, it'll be a whole new way of life. Mount Weather. Tucked away in Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountain, Mount Weather is more than a bunker. It's a fortress. Built during the Cold War, this classified underground city is where top government officials go when the world goes sideways. Nuclear war, civil unrest, something even stranger. Mount Weather is the US government's go-to escape hatch. It's no ordinary shelter. We're talking self-sustaining power grids, long-term food reserves, and an advanced communication system designed to keep the government running no matter what's happening above ground. And that's just the stuff we know about. Some say it's just a precaution. Others wonder if Mount Weather is already in play, influencing things from the shadows. Either way, if the worst happens, you won't be getting in, but someone will. Third Temple. Alright, get ready. This one's big. The Third Temple isn't just a building, it's a ticking prophecy bomb. Some say its construction will signal the end of days. Others see it as a divine necessity. Either way, it's heavy. Here's where it gets eerie. Groups in Israel aren't just talking about it. They're preparing. Sacred artifacts? Made? Priests? Trained? Even the rare red heifers needed for purification? Already bred. The groundwork is done. And then there's this wild rumor. Some believe secret digging is happening under Al-Aqsa Mosque. If true, that's not just archaeology. That's a global powder keg. Prophecy, politics, and a plot twist straight out of Revelation. Whatever happens next, it's bound to shake the world. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.